Welcome back to another solo episode of the You Like That podcast with one other half of the show. I'm Adam. Again, solo again. The world is still going to shit. We're still trying our best to survive. A lot of people are, a lot of people aren't. It's such a fucking weird time for the world, and it's weird to be here in that day and age, but we'll all get through it together. You have us here at the You Like That podcast to bring you some form of entertainment. You would have just seen Jack's episode of Annabelle Comes Home. Please watch it if you haven't watched it. It really just highlights how the end of that series goes. And if you've seen the horror episode, you know how that episode will go. And now that Jack has seen it, I feel like it's another little part of his brain that I've just like dug myself into, being like, here's some shit movies for you to fucking pry onto. So again, I don't know about doing solo movies by myself and just choosing one. So going on the back of my last episode of my top 10 favourite movies of all time, got the great idea from my lovely fiance to do the worst 10 movies I've ever seen. So I'm just going to pull up my list again because this is very quick on the fly, and I'm pretty happy with my list of the worst fucking movies I've seen. It's so hard not to just make this all horror, because this full 10 to 1 would have been all fucking horror movies had I been like, shouldn't just do horror. So I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit, but there's some fucking shit movies in here. Half of it is horror, but there's a few in there that are just out of left field there. So let's begin with number 10. This is a weird 10 list, but we'll say this is my 10th least favourite movie. So number 10 I'm saying is Assassin's Creed. The Michael Fassbender driven adaptation of the fucking brilliant game franchise. I love the fucking franchise. I have the majority of them on PS4 that have been remastered and that. I've got them, and I love most of them. And you could have thought, with all these games that have come out, surely a movie is fucking a piece of cake. An absolute walk in the park for anyone to make. They can put through years of making these long-ass games and that. Surely they can quickly make a 2-hour movie. And you see that Michael Fassbender signed up on board to portray the lead, and you're like, yeah, that can fucking work. He's a good-looking guy. I can believe that. And then you get that movie, and boy does it fucking suck. Holy shit, disappointment has never been, well, it has been higher before, but fuck, it was at a high that day when I watched that movie. Bought it, got the Steelbook edition because I'm like, fuck yeah. Watched it. Yeah, I don't know what I was watching there. You got some sort of a take on, you know, a minimal part of this series with the Apple and the Templars, and, you know, a brief sort of look at the assassins, but it was just a fucking mess. It didn't make sense. It's like they tried to make a new story out of like 8 stories that were already available to choose from, and somehow like they were saying that Ubisoft had control over this movie as well. I don't know what Ubisoft did to say, hey, we've been making the games for a while, this is pretty shit, because they didn't fucking say anything, and we got a disappointing Assassin's Creed movie out of it. And to ever think that we'll get a chance at another one seems slim. I mean, it can happen. You put the right people on it, as Jack is always saying, give control back to the director. Have a good fucking director. Have a good, you know, storyboard, writers, everything. Fucking have someone that knows what they're fucking doing, or at least played the games. So number 10 for me is Assassin's Creed. It's just, I wanted it, I got it, I hated it. Fucking shit. Number 9, yeah, it's a quick one. This was always going to make the list. It's Power Rangers. It's the reboot. We did a full episode on. I didn't want to include movies that we've already touched on, but fuck, if you've seen that episode, you know. It's in there for those reasons. I don't need to give you any more reasons as to why this is in my list. Go back and watch that episode and watch us shit on it for fucking an hour, over an hour, shitting on this movie. That's enough explanation for you. That's number 9. So number 8 is the Netflix one, horror of A Girl on the Third Floor. Or Girl on the Third Floor, whatever it is. I touched on this in the horror episode as well, very briefly, just because I watched it the night before the episode and didn't really mention it too much. That movie is fucking stupid. And when I saw it, it's the whole plastered on Netflix, you know, on the homepage. Oh, watch this Girl on the Third Floor. Oh, it's gonna be. And then you see those fucking posts from blog sites and shit. Oh, so fucking scary. People can't sleep and all this and fucking. Oh my god. Fuck. Never believe that shit, man. Never ever believe that shit. Because you just get a complete waste of time. And any wrestling fans, CM Punk is the lead in this movie. And usually when wrestlers do movies, it's never usually any good unless it's The Rock, and even still they're a bit eh. But you get CM Punk in a horror movie, you're like, oh, it could be good. You see it could be a bit of gore, a bit of blood, a bit of this, a bit of that. You get nothing. You get more cum, like legitimate cum, than you do blood in this movie. The walls are fucking oozing cum. The sockets in the plugged wall sockets are oozing cum. There's so much cum in this movie, and it doesn't need to be there. It's just because, oh, it used to be a whorehouse in that. I don't care. It doesn't have anything to fucking do with anything. So, you get that, and a story that doesn't make sense, and oh fuck, there's just nothing going on in this movie. He's just there to build to renovate this house that he bought, and starts and just cheats on his wife with this demon, I think. There's this weird deformed woman in this movie there about 3 times who should be like the lead scary thing in this movie, but isn't, and just doesn't. It's hard to even explain this shit. Just don't watch it. Just don't watch that movie. It's dumb, it's stupid, it doesn't make any sense, it's not scary. Unless you're a whore and you just want to see cum, watch it for the cum. There you go. That's number 8. Number 7 is Flatliners. The reboot. I don't remember where it came out because I watched it once and I just instantly wanted to forget about this movie because even just watching it was forgetful. I couldn't pay this movie. It was just whack. It was fucking whack, man. You had, I think, was it Kirsten Dunst? No, not Kirsten Dunst. Fucking, I think the one from Twilight, is it? Or is it Ellen Page? I don't even know that movie, but it was a dumb lineup anyway. And it's just the whole thing of like they're trying to kill themselves, but then bring themselves back, so they're essentially kind of zombies, and it's like tampering with, you know, death and shit. And then all this random stuff starts happening to each person that did it, and it's all whack and all over the place, and it's a reboot of a movie which I don't think even made sense back in the day. And then you just get a reboot of it because fuck it, why not? That's the fucking shit movie. It's just a shit movie as well. But I'm going to say is they're just a fucking shit movie. These older ones that I could just remember being like, oh yeah, I fucking hated that movie. I just fucking hated that movie. Move on to that movie. Number 6 is Anchorman 2. We all fucking loved the first Anchorman. What a fucking brilliant comedy movie that was. And then it suffered getting a sequel 10 years after the first one came out. And it's always a bad idea. Sequels that are so far behind, like the original source is back here and we're all over here, and it's like, yeah, no, we can do a sequel. The actors are all fucking 10, 20 years older, so the story has to be like, here's from here, but we'll miss all this part, and they'll get to here, because they're old now, so it has to make sense that way. And it doesn't work. They just coasted on the success of the first one, being like, we could probably do the same thing again, because that movie didn't really consist of any great. And you got really terrible one-liners. Nothing funny, nothing quotable. I can't even remember a single quote from that movie. It was just disappointing. People paid money to see that. It didn't do well in the box office. Will Ferrell just looked way too old to be Ron Burgundy still. And just wasn't as it should have been. So that's number 6. Number 5, which, if you've listened to Jack's episode already, here we are in my episode. Annabelle Comes Home. Fuck me. Just watch his episode, and I agree with everything he fucking says in that movie. It's stupid, the story doesn't make sense, it's not scary. It's dumb. It is dumb horror in such a big universe that's already gone way too long than it fucking needs to. As we said in our other episodes, like, this Conjuring universe just has to fucking end. It needs to fucking stop. Because it's gone too far. You have no substance in these movies left. It's been drained. You've wrung out that fucking sponge and there's nothing left. You're beating that dead horse. There's fucking nothing left of those movies. Stop trying to milk it. It's dumb. It's dumb. It stinks. It stinks. That's what it fucking is. Watch Jack's episode, and that's my take on why this is number 5 on my list, and it's in my list to begin with. Whew! Number 4 is Jack and Jill. It's Adam Sandler playing himself and then his sister. Al Pacino to ruin his career more than he has. You even need to ask me why. Go look at any list that has top 50 worst movies of all time. This is somewhere at the fucking top. It was in his period of time where he was just dog shit. He was just absolute dog shit. That was his period of time there, where there was just these shit ass movies going out the window, and people were like, is he okay? Is something wrong with him? Yeah. What not working back then. I haven't seen that movie in a long time because I've only watched it once. And you know me by now, I can watch movies a lot. I can't watch this movie again. I refuse to watch this movie again. It stinks. It's stupid. That's it. Yeah, my top 3, this is like... These ones are pretty fresh, and these ones I fucking hate with a passion. Number 3 is Hellboy. The latest reboot of Hellboy. The David Harbour portrayed take on the Ron Perlman franchise. That was amazing. Number 2 wasn't as great, but it was better than this for sure. I love those movies, and I was so excited to see this new one come out. I was like, oh, David Harbour, yeah, he looks sick, he's coming off the back of Stranger Things and that, it's going to be really good. And they're like, yeah, we're going for a full horror theme, it's going to be scarier, bloodier and all this shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, just get me fucking going, yes, that's what I want to hear. See the first set photo, like, oh, looks like a fucking gangster. And then I got the movie, and I watched the movie. Boring. Fucking boring. There was absolutely nothing in this movie. There was some witty one-liners from David Harbour, like, I feel sorry for David Harbour having to do this, because he would have only had, you know, what he had to work on. There's not much more that he can do about it. His performance was fine, but it's just the plot of this movie, the execution of this movie, the ending was fucking dumb. Like, you're trying to bring this whole thing of reinvigorating Hellboy into a more satanic, demonic, scary, bigger thing than the original, you know, of a like a cop, demon hunted cop sort of thing, whatever the fuck it was. And I don't know, they tried too hard with this and they got nothing in return from it, other than David Harbour looking cool and there being some okay like prosthetic-y makeup turns. I don't fucking know. The Baba Yaga looked pretty sick. She was really weird looking and freaky. I like that. And but like you had so many demons in that. This looks like a poor version of Doom. Like there was just like random demons running around the fucking city and that everywhere, and you just got like this one guy fucking them up. But you didn't even get that. You just got these weird ass demons attacking the city and the world and whatnot. And like the ending of this movie was just it was one of those movies that ended and you didn't know that it ended. You were expecting this big war, this big fight. No, you got the witch getting to Hellboy and, you know, saying to him that he's the fucking king of the underworld, come up and let's take over this world and shit. Gets the horns and whatnot, and then stabs a bitch, and then the movie's done. There's no big end fight, no redemption, no... It's just fucked. I can't even fucking end it there. Oh, fuck. The ending of this list is as good as this fucking movie. It was just flat out boring. There was nothing to it. The substance was not there, and it was just a disappointment to fucking everything. Good. Give it back to Ron. You should have just made a third movie and let Ron Perlman come back and take the mantelpiece, because fuck, it would have been a better movie. So, my number 3 is Hellboy. My number 2, which I just watched for the first time the other night, courtesy of my lovely fiance who ruined my night, was the Blair Witch Project. I'm sorry for all you cultists out there that fucking worship this movie, worship the ground it fucking walks on and shit. It's a fucking boring movie, man. Like, I can give it props for being an old movie that had a $60,000 budget and made $200 million back in the box office. Good on you. You fucking did well. But it doesn't hold up today. For me to watch it now, in 2020, that movie does not hold up today. The original camcorder, found footage type movie doesn't work today for something that was based in 1992 or 94, whatever the fuck it was. It doesn't work. Because I can understand that movie would have been scarier back in the day. Now, it's boring. I fell asleep 15 minutes in that movie. I couldn't keep my eyes open. Nothing was happening to keep me going. Like, if they made a sound in the background to sort of like say, oh, there's something out there, it was very faint, and you're more like listening in, like, oh yeah, I think I heard it. Yeah, that's not very scary. Back then, yes, but I'm talking about the now. The now doesn't fucking work. If you haven't seen that movie and you try to watch it now, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It's a over an hour and a bit movie of found footage of people getting lost in the woods with some witch that's there or not there, and it's hard to even fucking explain. It's just urban legend things that they go and they're like, oh, have you heard about the Blair Witch? And everyone's like, yeah, she's real up, she's just a myth, oh, she's this, she's that. And then these random people go into the woods, get lost, get caught by the witch. You can assume you don't get shown anything in this movie because, again, it's a $60,000 budget. It didn't pay for much, and they couldn't pay for any, CGI. They literally just had to take this one little camera and just spend 60 grand on heaps of rolls of film and then put it together, and then voila, you got this cult ass fucking movie. And I saw I don't think it was a reboot, but it was like the sequel the newer one that came out a couple of years ago, that one was much better. The one was just called Blair Witch. That was so much better. You know why? You saw the witch. And it was scary. That one had some jump scares to it. This had nothing. This was just... I fell asleep. I just fell asleep. That's why this movie's number 2. I fell asleep through it. Couldn't do it. So that's my number 2. I don't think you're ready for number 1. This movie still haunts me for how much I wasted, the time I wasted, the anticipation I lost. It's Slender Man. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Slender Man. It fucking sucks. It is the worst piece of shit movie you'll ever come across. Because the studio gave up on it. They filmed it all, did a trailer, and then went, yeah, we're going to have to cut out 45 minutes of footage so it doesn't offend the real life events of the people who experience this real life situation. Because, yeah, studio companies care about offending people now. Like, what the fuck? This is a movie that, in the trailer, you got more than you did in the movie because you actually got to see what they cut out. Some of it. This movie, because of what they cut out, like, I'm not fucking joking. They cut out... Everything they cut out was an important plot point to this movie. And they didn't replace it with anything. Nothing. You got a scene, and then here it got cut, and then that little gap there, that was going to be something good, just and then stitch that back together with nothing there, so it just cuts to something completely different, and you've just gone, did the movie cut out, or was that supposed to happen? That was supposed to fucking happen. They did that on purpose. Multiple times. This movie ended, and you couldn't even be happy that it ended because you got nothing out of this movie. You got jumbled up scenes that went from like daytime to nighttime in a flash. Now that can happen if it's set up. This just went, here we are. How? Something was just happening and now it's not there. It's gone, it's wiped away. We're here now. There's no climax to this film. There's no blood, no fucking gore that was portrayed in the trailer that there would have been. All because the company just went, I don't care about this movie anymore. You know what? Cut it. These two people, this family in this one little town in America is going to get offended if we release this shit. Oh my god. They released a movie called A Serbian Film, and that offended so many people. You're scared of this being offending to a fucking couple people. It's a fucking movie, bro. Get the fuck over it. Jesus Christ. And now you gotta live on this notion of, yeah, we made a Slender Man movie that made no sense. It was cut, it was jumbled, and we still release it on fucking DVD. At full retail price. Came out on Blu-ray, $30. I wanted to take all those copies and just go, hey, trust me, you guys don't want these. Let me go put them in the bin. Would have been easier for everyone. I want to know, I would love to see the sales figures of how many DVDs have actually been sold of Slender Man. Because I cannot warn people enough to never watch this movie. I went full Karen mode and just went onto all of like the cinema's Facebook pages and said, oh, Slender Man out now, come see this scary fucking thing. I was comment, please don't fucking watch this movie. It fucked up. They cut everything out. You will not be scared. This is not a movie worth your time. I've never in my history of going to the cinemas wanted to walk out of a movie before. I can sit through shit movies. The rest of this list I sat through fine. This was just for purposes of making a list. But this fucking movie, I wasted my time. People have wasted their time. We went with a group of us because we thought this was going to be fucking amazing. Anyone that had played the original Slenderman games on PC when they first came out, that was the scariest fucking thing ever. We waited this long to get a Slenderman movie, and then that fucking happened. Holy fuck, man. It just adds to the point that I was saying about horror movies being shit now. They suck now. With shit like this happening because people are getting offended. Fuck you if you get offended, bro. Fuck, man. Everyone gets offended over shit these days, and it's fucking ridiculous. Just watch a fucking movie, man. Just sit down, watch a movie, and then if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I used to get offended these days. It's so stupid, bro. You see how this movie makes me feel? I'm so angry now. Is this how Jack feels all the time? When he watches movies? Jack, you need to let me know, bro. Because I think I feel how you feel now. These are my top 10 movies. Not top 10. Well, yeah, these are my top 10 worst movies of all time. Got angry by the end of it here. Guys, I'm sure your list may contain some of these movies. I'd be interested to know, what is your most hated movie of all time? What's a movie that you've seen that is utter trash that maybe I should watch? And Jack should watch. We'll get Jack to watch it too. But let us know. Let me know. This is another solo episode because we don't know when the fuck we can get back together. My couch is just missing. It's missing Jack. It's missing the fool you like that podcast. Hopefully we can get back there soon. But until then, we'll keep pumping out some solo eps. Jack is much better at doing actual movies, like one movie, and talking about it. I can't. It's too hard for me because I'll just go into something stupid that no one will like. Like, I wanted to talk about Godzilla. I don't know if anyone else has seen the second Godzilla movie. It's fucking brilliant. It's a masterpiece. But we'll get through these times together. We'll keep pumping out these episodes. So until the next episode, I've been Adam. You like that podcast? Very good? Not very good. Ending sucked, but very good.